Hello, everybody.
Hello!
We're back.
And better than ever.
Better than ever. Kind of.
Not at all.
We're actually probably worse.
We're worse.
Still recovering from New Year's. Hello. Order in the court with a new camera angle. Yes. We adjusted the angles.
Camera's been moved slightly.
Yeah, so that we can get more into frame, and I'm not sitting here the whole time slowly drifting out of frame. So yeah. Welcome to the stream, Game Nights. I assume LV's doing clips.
Hello everybody.
Welcome. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing some more Phoenix Wright today. We have, let's see, where are we at? Turnabout Goodbyes. We're in our investigation day in the trial of Miles Edgeworth.
Yes.
Let's see. Alright. Let's get back into it.
Oh, we had just talked to the old guy.
Yes. And he had given us something.
The parrot had said, don't
forget
Maya,
DL6.
yeah, Maya had said, Polly, are we forgetting anything? And she said, don't forget about DL6 Squawk.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just do a quick loop around at the lake here. I probably need to go back and talk to the detective. Oh no, I need to talk to
Grossberg is the one that knows about that.
Yeah, let's go talk to Grossberg.
Oh, and we've moved the mic a little bit too, so let us know if you can hear us, okay? Or let us know if you can't hear us, I guess. Moving shit around and replacing stuff and getting new computer things and great.
Sweet. Getting better all the time.
Woo!
Yeah, because we're trying this today. And if this doesn't work, I'm probably going to be building out a mounting spot for my camera on my wall eventually. But I didn't want to get out my skill saw today, so we're trying this instead.
It's not a skill saw kind of day.
I
I want to go to... I think you have to go back to the,
law office. For some reason, I can't go to Grossberg's.
I wish they would just give me the whole list of places I could go. Oh, he's still not here.
Yeah. Detention center,
You could maybe ask Edgeworth? No.
Affairs department? There we go.
Hi.
Oh,
LB.
hi, LB, for the first time.
Oh, so surprised to see you here. Hey, pal. Long time no see. You don't look so happy. What's wrong this time?
Actually, wanted to ask you something.
Yeah? Did we? Oh.
You know the boat rental shop down at Gourd Lake?
Oh, yeah.
The old man who runs it is appearing as a witness in court tomorrow, right?
Huh? How'd you... That was supposed to be top secret. Stop fucking telling everybody, Gumshoe. Do you know who that old man is, detective? Actually, I don't. He's a bit of an odd bird. I haven't been able to get a straight answer out of him. I decided first that he wasn't persuasive enough to stand and testify as a witness. That's why we called Miss Lotta Hart yesterday. As for who he is, we have absolutely no idea. Sounds suspicious.
Detective Gumshoe, please, help us.
Huh?
We need to know about the DL6 incident. That was when Edgeworth's father died. I can't help but think it has something to do with this current case.
I like how he angrily looks away when he's not supposed to be telling you stuff. To tell the truth, I don't know much about DL6 either. Mr. Edgeworth forbade us from reading the file. So, I'm afraid I can't show them to you either, pal. What? However, If you can convince me somehow that the DL6 incident is related to this case, well, I guess I'd consider opening the file up.
Let's see.
Present the parrot.
I don't think... Well...
That's all I've got. I don't know. What's that? Did you take the parrot with you, or like, I don't understand.
The old man at the boat rental shop's parrot. The parrot knew about the incident.
That incident?
DL6.
What? Polly, have we forgotten something?
What? Don't forget DL6. What?
Now you're doing like a half squawk. Huh? Was the huh really a necessary part of the flashback?
I'm pretty sure that old man must have taught her that word.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mecha.
Oh, that sucks. I hope you get home soon, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, but how would that old man know about the DL6 incident?
Wait, what if...
He is DL6.
What if that old man was connected to DL6?
Nick! You think he might be? How else would the bird know? I get you. Sounds like you need information on the DL6 incident. Through there's the station records room. I'll give you special permission to go in and find what you need. All right! Way to go, Detective Gumshoe! Do anything. Okay, Nick, to the records room!
I guess it's time we faced Edgeworth's past.
He needs to face it too, sounds like.
Records room.
Now we're getting somewhere. They let us in the police department. Wow! It's amazingly dusty.
10 years of file and 10 years of dust, I guess.
I'm mad about it. Let's find that DL6 stuff quick. Edgy boy needs some therapy. Yeah, he does.
15 years ago, both me and Edgeworth were 9 years old.
Oh my god.
We were almost through with 4th grade when he suddenly transferred.
So Edgeworth, at the height of his career right now, one of the best prosecutors in the country, is 24.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, does that make you feel shitty about your
Was he the one that they were saying he graduated law school at like 20?
Yeah.
Because Phoenix is like fresh out of law school a couple of months ago. Oh my gosh, this guy.
At the normal age of like 24.
At the normal age of like 24. So Edgeworth has been a lawyer since he was 20.
Because of DL6.
So like, thrown off by this. Nick, I found out where the file is.
Oh, thanks.
Just let me know what you want to know about the DL6 incident. I'll go get the right file. I'm psychic. I'm just kidding.
Well, first I have to get a handle on the main facts, like a summary.
Right. Summary. Found it. Here you go.
December 28th, 2001.
A day that we're living in. It's exactly 15 years ago from the day after tomorrow. From the day after tomorrow.
That's very specific. So in 2 days.
You said you wanted details.
That's right. So in 2 days. Now, didn't this game come out in 2001 or 2002?
I think it came out in 2001.
Okay. So was this game supposed to take place in the future back then? Or did they update the,
I know they updated some stuff when they re-released it. I don't know.
Maybe they changed the dates around.
It was released in
2001.
October 2000.
Okay, so they must have updated the years to have it make sense when it was re-released.
Yeah.
So in 2 days, the case is closed. The incident took place in the elevator of the district courthouse.
What? Is this the same district courthouse where we're holding the trial now?
Looks like it.
What a good year. The year Halo came out. Halo came out in 2001. I feel so old.
There was a large earthquake at 2 p.m. on that day. Part of the court building collapsed, and all the lights went out.
Well, so he's obviously freaks out when there are earthquakes because he
there was an
associates them with his dad's murder. I would panic too. Wow, that was some earthquake. Maya, were you even alive then?
At that time, 3 people were trapped in the elevator. It took 5 hours for them to be rescued. 5 hours.
Yeah, I would be panicking too. That would be scary like that in the dark. This is about to get dark.
There was a lack of oxygen in the elevator, and the survivors were unconscious.
The survivors?
One of the 3 in the elevator had been shot in the heart.
That was Mr. Edgeworth's father, wasn't it? Are we about to say there was an earthquake, and he was trapped in an elevator with his dad's dead body for 5 hours?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is dark.
Hey, I think I understand why Edgeworth is the way he is. I think I figured it out.
Mecha, I thought one of them got eaten. They weren't in there for that long.
He said that his father was shot before his very eyes, so Miles Edgeworth was one of the other passengers in that elevator.
Yeah, he was also stuck in there with the guy that killed him.
Well, it looked like he got shot through the window of the elevator. So somebody killed him. I think the idea is that somebody killed him that was outside the elevator.
And then they were trapped in the elevator. How was there a lack of oxygen in the elevator if there's a hole in the glass?
Well, it's probably not enough to give like a good airflow. I don't know. Or maybe he got shot as they were running out and as they were passing out. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm sure we'll have to solve that crime too. Do you have any data on the
Cool.
victim? Edgeworth's father?
Yeah, hold on. Victim. Here, found it.
Gregory Edgeworth, 35, defense attorney. If he were still alive, he'd be 50. He had lost that day in court and got into the elevator with his son, Miles.
Maya is 17.
Yeah,
Miles.
Miles Edgeworth, of course.
So he was in the elevator with his father. Maya is 17, but she has spent most of her life living on a mountain with a psychic cult type
No, by herself.
thing. Well, she was living there with her family, and then her sister left, and then her mom disappeared, and her dad is dead. So she's just been living on a mountain for a while, training to be a psychic. Now she lives in the city. She's got an apartment now. She's Phoenix's, like... Basically, she's, like, functioning as his secretary now.
Yeah. From the angle of the bullet and other evidence, it could not have been suicide. The murder weapon, a pistol, was found in the elevator. Okay, so
It was in the elevator.
The pistol had been fired 2 times.
So they missed once, hit the glass, second time hit him in the chest.
Where have I heard that before? Huh. It sounds just like the current case. What's going on here? Got any data on the suspect in there?
Any data? That would be the guy that my mom got arrested. Hold on. This is it.
The man arrested as a suspect in DL6 was Yanni Yogi. He was a clerk in the court, apparently. So he must have been the 3rd person in the elevator.
That was my...
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry.
Well, then he had to have done it.
But he was found innocent, thanks to his defense lawyer, Robert Hammond.
Hammond. The victim in our case.
Right. The suspect, Mr. Yogi, was oxygen deprived, so much so he had brain damage.
Jesus.
He lost all his memory of being in the elevator. After he was
Or
declared innocent,
they lied about that.
he's gonna end up being the old guy at the shack. After he was declared innocent, he disappeared.
Where could Yogi have gone to, I wonder?
He may be closer than we think.
What does that mean?
I think he's the old guy, and that's why he's...
Oh, because he had brain damage from lack of oxygen, so now he doesn't remember anything.
Yeah. I guess I know generally what happened in DL6 now. I still don't know what sort of impact the whole thing had on Edgeworth.
Apparently
Bad.
a lot.
It was bad impact.
Nick, are we going to take the whole file? There's too much. We'll never get it out.
You're right. How about we just take the thing we think we'll need? Alright, DL6 case file and court records.
And we're stealing from the police department.
Right. That's probably all we'll be able to find here. Well, it's not stealing. He said we could go and get
He
take
said,
what we need.
no, he said we could go in and look.
I think the implication was that we could take files that we needed. Now all that's left is the trial tomorrow. I wonder how Dad will do testifying in court. Alright.
No, we were really almost done with them.
Yeah, we were very close to being done. Thing is, you never know whether it's going to be another hour of...
Save your progress.
That's good. We can go right into trial. My favorite part.
No, I did not expect the trial part to be your favorite part.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course it's my favorite part.
It's the part with all the yelling.
December 27th. 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Bum, 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 bum,
Bum, bum, bum, bum, ba-dum.
bum, bum. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Hey, RJ. Thank you. It's my new favorite hoodie.
Oh, I was gonna show you guys the new pants that I got. I don't think you can see them on camera if I stand up. My pants have dinosaurs on them.
What theme is Sadie doing? That's gonna earn us a takedown.
Shit, I gotta get into character.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
I do not sound like blah 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 blah.
Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who's the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well. No opening statement, so...
Just say something. Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking.
Right. Of course. Yeah, RJ, really look at this character and memorize it, because this is
Manfred von Karma.
This is Manfred von Karma. Right, of course.
A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now.
Very specific for a
I'm
game that's
psychic.
not timed. Order!
Just kidding.
Order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now?
Bah! Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I call my witness now.
Right.
I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand.
It's that mysterious boat shop owner.
Now, is he gonna recognize you, do you think? Witness, state your profession. I'm the proprietor of the restaurant The Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And, I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify.
Wait a second. We still haven't heard who the old guy is.
We need to know who this guy is.
Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright.
You
Bah!
cannot testify without identifying who you are to the court.
I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes.
There is no...
I am psychic.
There is no explanation
Aha,
for this.
just kidding.
There's no explanation for this other than him being a vampire. That's the only thing that I can think of that explains Von Karma.
Got psychic
Because he
powers.
has hypnotized everyone in this courtroom. Except Phoenix Wright.
Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. I have predicted this dalliance will end in 3 minutes.
Well, that's disappointing.
Well,
Yeah, right.
he's probably old.
The witness will state his name.
I'm gonna do the bubble thing every time. Well, I'm not really sure, yep.
What do you mean?
My, memory. Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. Nobody, like, fucking told him?
He can't recall, you say. So a super reliable witness for a murder.
He's, like, asleep on the stand.
This cannot be their decisive witness.
Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness?
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. When I heard a bang, yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just a-floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. And just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window.
Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
Objection. I knew it was gonna be him. There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. The 3 minutes I arbitrarily set on this trial. Judge your verdict now.
What? Yes?
He didn't say anything.
Mr. Wright? I mean, the thing is, I still... If this is a real court of law, I'd be like, I'm not going to cross-examine.
You didn't prove anything.
You didn't say anything. You didn't even say who it was. But yeah. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well. You may begin.
Ah!
Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma.
3 minutes just passed.
I see. Well then, let's just take our time.
The judge is like, this is completely arbitrary.
You may cross-examine the witness.
You can't just say you have 3 minutes.
This is not the sad vampire daddy I thought I'd betray. And this game also frustrates me in a very fun way.
It's so fun to play.
Alright. It's the 24th, just after midnight. I'm just gonna press them on everything. I got all the time in the world.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you, Manfred.
Just after midnight, you say?
Yep, just around then.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, yep.
When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today.
Does his mind control wear off after 3 minutes? Oh, an interesting theory. I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right? He goes to sleep so quickly. Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly. I did, yep. You see? Continue. Was in the restaurant, which is not a restaurant, where I rent boats.
Is there anyone who can verify that?
Well, I guess Polly could.
That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough?
She's a bird?
Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot?
Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. Oh, he does remember you. The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. The witness, please continue. He's trying to recharge his mind control powers.
And then I heard
Bang.
bang. And where did that bang seem to come from? Howdy, Chandler.
See. From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good. Continue. I looked out the window, saw a boat just a-floating on the lake.
Was there someone in the boat?
It was pretty far out there, I couldn't see clearly. But I figure there was 2 men out there, yep.
But you couldn't see them clearly.
Yep. At the time, that is.
At the time.
What's happening?
So you heard 2 gunshots total.
Yep. I'm gonna start
That's what
saying
Lotta
that.
said in her testimony yesterday.
Yep. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window.
By your window.
Yep, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack.
And could you see the man's face?
Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him.
This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I have a bad
Hate it when
feeling
he
about
does
this.
That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad! He's not our dad.
He's not our dad. He thinks Phoenix Wright is his son, Keith. Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead as he was walking by, too. Witness, are you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. Oh, dear.
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Karma. He lured me into the cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall.
Disc, disc, disc. Nick, I don't like the way things are going in here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us.
I better act quick, or this trial is going to be over. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand?
Exactly.
Hey, come here. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. And why would he then pick up the gun again? You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true.
The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? So this game is now set up a moment so far where, like, I did something and it led to something bad happening. I don't know if I say I wait and see what happens here. Could give the judge a moment to think.
I don't know. It's your choice.
I've been objecting to everything. I'm gonna see what the judge says. I can't see any room to raise an objection. I better hold back and see how things develop.
Nick, we have to do something. If we stay quiet now, Mr. Edgeworth will be found guilty for sure.
It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you.
Disc, disc, disc. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record.
Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What?
This doesn't
No.
make any sense. Hmm.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Are they going to give me a guilty? Oh, jeez.
Wow.
The accused will surrender to the court immediately. Huh.
You gotta do something. Ooh.
Wait. Who was that just now? Me. Huh? What?
Larry.
What are you doing here?
Listen. You gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today, I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too. He just forced his way onto the witness stand.
Order.
What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Oh, fuck it. Go, Larry.
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. Or any court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this.
She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse.
Well, what's worse, he's already been declared guilty. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. Thank you,
You're
Maya.
right. Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here. Right now.
Right here. Right now.
Suddenly, rave music starts playing in the background.
A waste of time. Millennials and your rave music and your cell phones and your TikToks. The verdict cannot be overturned just because you are tweeting about it, Mr. Wright.
Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings,
You don't have to ask, you're the judge.
it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty.
You just do that?
Well, it hadn't been actually entered in a record. He
If
just
Larry
said it.
if Larry Butts saves this, you owe him an apology.
I know. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. So I guess the defense can't call
I
witnesses
was about
in
to
this trial
say,
system?
because, like, can't you do it? But no.
No.
I guess the prosecution has to do it.
Essentially, the way that their court system works is the prosecution presents their case, and the defense can only object to the evidence that the prosecution brings. The
Yeah.
defense can't present any of their own evidence.
Well, I mean, you get to present stuff.
Well, only things that have already been entered into the record.
Well, some of it is stuff that you entered into the record, though.
Yeah. But even still,
Like, a
I
lot
don't
of the
actually
stuff
get
that's
to...
in the record right now is stuff that you found.
The defense doesn't actually get to present their case. They just get to object to whatever the... Because normally the prosecution would present their case, and then there would be a moment where you could call for summary judgment based on the facts of the prosecution's case. And if the judge found no reasonable doubt had been raised yet, then you move on to the defense's case, where they present as much evidence as they have to try to raise additional doubts.
That's not how this works. They only have 3 days. What?
The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness.
Is he a new witness, though?
The court is adjourned.
Larry.
Alright.
Oh, Larry, please don't fuck this up.
That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat there like that, Edgeworth.
No, I've seen worse.
Yeah, right. Edgeworth, you're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say there.
Larry was at the lake that night.
Yes. He said he went looking for the Steel Samurai balloon that fell into the lake.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night.
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
Hmm? You say something right?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
Hmm?
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance.
A chance?
Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials.
Perfect trials.
Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. And this is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry.
What are you getting at?
And it's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. You enjoying yourself, Taco? Quarter's back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right, leave it to me.
Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prepare his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break.
That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. Yes?
Yes?
I was looking for something, and, I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental boat shop. The rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang! I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Helpful!
That was unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. The judge is starting to realize how much of a circus this court is.
Can I say hi?
Yes, Your Honor.
Say hi?
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick.
LB, you get your dirty jokes out of our clean Christian chat room Minecraft server.
Our clean Christian Minecraft server. That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. You're just gonna press him on everything.
Yeah. Something wrong, Mr. Wright. There's so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it?
Oh, it was after 11 o'clock when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak.
And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour?
I was looking for something and I found it.
Looking for something?
Yeah.
Mr. Butts, what were you looking for?
What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy.
That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense.
This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with.
Shop dock. Around what time was that?
Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. Well, I guess it was around 12, yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay?
People usually use watches these days, Larry.
Larry can't afford a watch. Larry is still wearing his fucking prison jumpsuit as some sort of fashion statement.
Where did the sound come from?
Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know.
Did you look at the lake?
Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but didn't see a boat. With his hair, he could very well be a sundial, you're right.
Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Larry didn't see one.
Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts?
Whoa, whoa. Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat there or not.
Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case.
So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
So you only heard one bang, correct?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, Nick?
It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I could just start working on the contradictions.
Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister.
Alright. So what do we have for evidence?
Lots.
We have a photograph of a boat on the lake.
Yeah.
We also have the photo showing the empty lake.
Yeah?
Murder, deal 6 incident.
Lotta said she heard 2 gunshots just after midnight. Larry said he only heard 1.
Yeah.
We could start there.
Yeah, we can start there.
So after I heard that single gunshot, Lotta said she heard 2.
Yeah. Wait a sec, Larry.
What?
You only heard 1 bang? You're sure?
That's what I said.
But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night.
They're in on it. Huh?
Were you even listening? Were you paying attention to all at what they said?
Yo, Nick, please.
Huh?
You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? No.
Mr. Butts,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Not sure? How could you not be sure?
Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else.
Something else?
My radio, dude, with my headphones.
What?
You still would have heard a gunshot.
Order! Order! And stop the booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones.
Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion.
Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, Should he continue the testimony?
Don't give up.
Yeah. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony.
Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave it to me.
I wonder if there were any other...
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me.
I wouldn't either. You seen this guy? Alright. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve.
I'm gonna press him on that.
That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too.
You were listening to your radio at a high volume.
Yeah, what's the problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country?
I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drumbeat from the radio.
True enough. It is difficult to believe his testimony. Wait, Your
When
Honor.
Phoenix objects without your permission, I get very nervous.
The witness said he remembered exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Well, there wouldn't have been music on if the DJ was talking.
Excuse me, DJ? An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio.
Would have been in between songs.
Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Good
Very
call,
well,
Phoenix.
Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade.
It's not a charade. There's something there. I believe it. Alright. This is only being alone on Christmas Eve. This is mean.
So, you turned on the radio.
Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know? You don't know what it's like out there alone on Christmas Eve. Alone!
I shouldn't have said anything.
You shouldn't. Now he's crying. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see?
Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to?
This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night?
I was listening to it real booming loud.
Real booming loud?
Yeah, you know.
And you had headphones on?
Yep.
I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all.
But I'm sure I heard that gunshot.
Can you prove that? No, of course you can't.
No, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying.
What did she say?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us?
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you can see some reason why we should care.
I should, probably.
We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask him? Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot.
So it's before midnight.
Uh-huh.
That's why he only heard one, so there was a gunshot earlier, and then there were 2 gunshots later.
The gun was fired 3 times.
Are you sure? Of course I am.
Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice.
Maybe Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all.
It
This is the
does.
most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard.
Phoenix.
But there's one gleaming ray of hope in there. I'm going to press until we get to the bottom of what happened. Okay. Can we
almost Christmas. So you have the photo that's from before. It's from 1150. That was because there was another photo taken when a loud noise happened. The other photo. That photo was taken. A loud noise happened, so the camera went off, but the lake was empty. This is the one that he heard.
Yeah. No. But it's faulty, Your Honor. Sorry, I'm not faulty.
This is important. Why do you people not understand this is important?
Well, if you're looking for contradictions, then I guess it's the other one because it happened after midnight.
Yep.
Because the music stops.
The music stops. Larry, are you actually sure what you're saying is correct?
Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Can you stop licking the desk, please?
No, we don't need to do that.
Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know that I don't scare easy.
Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas.
Yesterday was Tuesday, but today is Tuesday too.
That's where the meme comes from. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But he should have heard the gunshot after midnight. The photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what the time was on the photo taken when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera. 12:25. 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Buss's claim he heard a gunshot before midnight?
He's right.
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim.
This is what we have.
Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. This one.
Look at this photograph.
Every time.
Every time I do, it makes me laugh. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on this photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh, But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct.
It's like he forgets every day and wakes up.
Yeah.
Having a reverse Groundhog Day.
He's a 50 first dates.
He's a 51st dates.
Yeah.
He's a 51st
Trials.
cases.
There was a loud there was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why the photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard the gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
So that's the third gunshot that we've been missing.
Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then, where does that leave us? Thanks for the bits, RJ. You click. Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that this camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night, there were two sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear.
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that this loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. Well, we know the gun was fired 3 times.
We know the gun was fired 3 times. We also know that she recalibrated the camera,
Yeah, but I don't have
but
any
I don't think you have
evidence.
evidence of that.
I'm gonna go with
I think it's gotta be the gun.
the gun. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now I have realized the truth. That the 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Thanks for the bits, Chandler. Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why?
Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah!
What's wrong, Nick?
I have it! I have it!
Huh?
Remember the case with the Steel Samurai?
Huh? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yes?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it.
Right. I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick.
Theory.
Okay.
The person that Edgeworth was on the boat with was not the victim.
Okay.
Whoever killed the attorney killed them 25 minutes before and then went on the boat with Edgeworth pretending to be them. Edgeworth said that he thought that the person shot themselves. They fired the gun, fell into the lake. They swam away. Body was found later on the
Found the
shore.
body of Hammond.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
Crisscross.
The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
Phoenix is about to say some bonkers shit. You bet your son because he's desperate.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
This. So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. Let me read the words.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence at the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says I'm reading the judges. The timestamp on the photo says 1500. But Larry heard a gunshot.
1500.
Whatever.
Oh, 15.
15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are. Edgeworth and the murderer. It's gotta be.
Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous.
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer, then. The murderer's name? Right. It's I don't know. I mean, we don't know who it is.
Yeah, we don't know who it is.
Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know?
Ah, again, you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man.
Okay, well now I'm not following.
At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop. Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest the real scene of the crime was not on the boat? What? Well then, where did this murder take place? Show the judge where the murder took place. Well, I don't know. Would it be at the boat shop?
It had
then?
to be at the boat shop, right?
Where was the body found? Do you remember?
I don't know. It had to be at the boat shop. Like on the dock, maybe?
I can't go back and look at any of my evidence right now.
Well, I don't...
The body washed up on the beach.
I mean, the old man has said that he, like, saw somebody walking past his window.
Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns to the boat. The boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the
So it
time.
must have been close by.
In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop.
Yes.
Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, are you sure about this?
Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to the shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then, who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, Both missed Edgeworth on purpose.
Purpose.
Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
To frame Edgeworth.
Details.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
To create a witness. I believe the shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit, and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol on the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to the shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Like, the defense calls Polly to the stand.
This is wild.
Very well. While we're waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Finally,
Right?
Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said.
Yes.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night? You want that string? It's playing with the string on my hoodie.
What Mr. Wright has said was mostly correct.
Gotta reach for it.
Press the button. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important.
I'm sorry, I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir! Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either.
Oh, damn.
What? What should I do? Find him, quickly. We cannot allow him to get away.
This seems like pretty obviously he did it.
Yeah, he just made a run for
He
it.
just bailed.
Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its resources to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Whoa.
Wow. I want you to bring me this caretaker, dead or alive.
Well, we do need him alive, Your Honor.
Dead or alive.
Yay, Nick, you did it.
Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict.
And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony.
He did help.
Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something?
Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry. But I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth?
No. There's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but... I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder. He killed his own dad.
I was that baby. Is he gonna have some sort of false memory that he's the one that killed his dad
Probably.
or something?
Yugi boy.
Yugi boy. You might have, Mecha. Okay. So let's save. You want to take a break for a second?
Yeah.
And we'll come back and do the day 3 investigation. Water break. All right, yeah, I think we're gonna take a stretching break,
I'm gonna take a snack break.
a snack break, just real quick, and then we'll come back and play a little bit more. So everyone, hang out, and we'll be back. And I don't have the mouse.
Oh, I have it. Sorry.
Everyone, hang out, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. See you soon. Hello.
Hello.
You're back.
We are.
We're gonna do some more criming.
No. We're not doing crime.
We're gonna stop more crimes, and then we're gonna...
No, we're gonna arrest more people that have
That-
done crimes.
Yes. Okay. Let's get back to it. So, investigation time.
Yeah.
What are we investigating?
We gotta find out who this fool is.
That's true.
What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about?
A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of murder. Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed?
I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently. But he'd never take someone's life. Never.
Nick. Yo, how's everyone doing? What do you think of my performance today? Had him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya?
Swooning? Me?
Oh. Oh, yes, I do remember feeling faint. Right on. Tell me the truth, it was like love at first sight, right? Right, Nick?
Huh? Me? Well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two.
I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. God, please end this man.
Larry, you really helped out in today's trial.
You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty.
But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious. But Edgy ain't off the hook yet.
Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Hey, I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty... edgy. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick?
I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end.
Us two? Edgeworth and... who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick?
Yeah, you, Larry.
Not me? But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true, but when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think?
You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney.
Wait, was that when you two were classmates?
Yes, in grade school. Why did I say third grade? They saved me. Miles and Larry. They saved me and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know?
What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Huh? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm going to hear this story today, and that's final.
Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was at the very end of third grade. I was right. I was on trial. A class trial.
A class trial?
Was he in Danganronpa?
Oh no.
Was he in the Danganronpa?
Oh no.
Was Phoenix a survivor of the Danganronpa?
And they saved him, and his entire class was executed. Oh, Jesus.
You remember, Larry? Spring, end of third grade. There was that murderous teddy bear.
Oh my god.
A kid in our class got his lunch money stolen.
Lunch money?
Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home.
Huh, I see.
Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared, with $38 still inside.
Oh, yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember that.
I can see why you'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skip PE that day. I was the only one not in class.
So, they thought you did it? $38, that's for the entire month.
Yeah, the kids in class said I should be put on trial.
Trial?
So the next day, we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. Oh, look at the spiky hair, boy.
I didn't do it.
Guilty! He did it! Guilty! It was you!
You, give the
Thief.
money back.
You're such a meanie!
No one play with him.
Just admit you did
You
it!
can't hide the truth.
Tell us the truth!
We're not gonna play with you anymore.
Yeah, and no borrowing my eraser!
You shouldn't be allowed to relay
Or to
race.
go to the library!
Give back 50 cents I loaned you.
Hey, did you rob that bank the other day?
You did good there.
Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right.
In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it.
Go over and apologize, Phoenix.
I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad, I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize. I went to the boy whose money had been stolen I went to where the boy whose money was stolen was sitting. That's when it happened. His first objection.
He shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed, amateurs. Miles?
Aww.
Look
Oh,
at his
look at
bow
it.
tie. It was you who stole my money, wasn't it? It wasn't you who stole my money, was it?
No.
Then you shouldn't apologize.
Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That is why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. But, Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one.
We don't need proof.
Make him say he's sorry. Why don't you all just shut up? It's definitely Larry.
Yeah.
This is always how it is. Everybody ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I will replace the money myself. This class trial is over.
Well, that sucks. For the teacher.
That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were best of friends.
Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot.
That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone, without a friend in the world.
You did a good thing, Larry.
Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd been there, they would have thought I'd done it. So I took it kind of personally, see?
Something smells. It's usually the butts. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father.
I'm going to become a defense attorney just like my father.
This tiny Pegasus voice you're doing is very good.
A famous defense attorney.
Then, a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school.
DL6 incident.
Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death.
That's so sad.
It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like, "Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney." Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article says he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything.
But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all.
That's what I thought too. I tried to get in touch with him. I didn't know how many times. He never replied.
I guess he didn't want to see his old friends.
I couldn't just drop it though. I wanted to meet him, to learn why he had become who he had became. That's when I decided.
Wait, you don't mean... That's why? That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth?
If I was a defense attorney, I'd know he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not. In court.
It's a bad reason to become an
It's a
attorney.
bad reason. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth, and I'm the only one who can help him.
Whoa. Nick? So is that why you helped me out for free?
Yes. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free.
Oh, Nick! 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 We have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay?
Right. It very well may be.
But first, there's that rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is.
Wait, you think he's like a monster or something?
Maybe he's Gordy.
I'd settle for who.
Or an alien.
I guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go.
What do we have left in the court record?
That's a good question.
You can just hit the R button.
Yeah. Alright, so the photograph scene of the murder, DL6 case file,
Okay.
parrot, metal detector, pistol, bullet, overhead map, photograph. Okay, so we don't have
the camera's gone.
we don't have the camera and we don't have the blank photograph anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I already talked to him. Want to go to the detention center, talk to Edgeworth. You look as grim as always.
Mr. Edgeworth? I heard the story about the class trial.
Class trial. What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it? In 3rd grade? Lunch money. Oh. Oh, right. Yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers.
Well, it's probably only really mattered to me anyway.
Mr. Edwards, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney.
Ridiculous.
Gee, thanks.
It is ridiculous. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you'd do.
Something ridiculous? Yeah.
You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple. To a fault, even.
Well, maybe yeah, but I think you've changed too much, Edgeworth.
Perhaps.
Hey, Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right?
I couldn't let myself deny reality like you.
What do you mean?
My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals. I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person.
One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right?
Yes. The man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter any way you look at it. Yet, he was found innocent. A defense attorney got him off the hook.
That would be Robert Hammond.
Yami Yugi? Yeah. That's what I want to call him every time. On that day, 15 years ago, the 3 of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder.
Lost your memory?
Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed Yanni Yogi had been not of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent.
What if his dad had the guy shoot him to, like, conserve oxygen so that they would survive?
Sounds terrible. This is getting really, really sad. That's when I changed my mind, and I started to hate defense attorneys.
What's your relationship with Von Karma?
He's my teacher, and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him.
That makes sense.
Well, yeah. That's why he says ergo so much. So he's like my sister was to you, Nick. He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life. He is obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved. And not one suspect was declared innocent. Ever.
But that's...
I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job to find the suspect guilty, perfectly. In any case. It's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away.
Edgeworth? If what you're saying is true, you're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow.
He's right! Now's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's a strange situation in which I find myself, I'll admit.
No kidding. Alright. Let's go back to Grossberg. See if he's got anything for us. He's up again.
This guy. When does he work, anyway?
Now, I'll be harsh. Guess we'll have to come back later.
But seriously, when does he work?
Go to
Larry's just here.
department. Looks like Detective Gumshoe hasn't gotten back yet. Gumshoe? He won't be coming back today.
Oh, really?
He said there was some guy he had to arrest by tomorrow. The boat shop caretaker. He shouted something about catching him with the last thing I do, pal. Good luck, Gumshoe.
Good luck, Gumshoe.
Alright, go back to the lake.
Guess.
Oh!
Hey, pal, long time no see. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. Close one today, eh? I got so worked up, I snapped my tie in half. Of course you did.
What? Sorry about that.
No prob, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may. It's my duty to you as a police officer, see? Now I'm off to catch me a criminal. And there he goes. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. No one can go into the woods today. The woods?
Where Lotta was camping?
The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. And there he goes. Into the night.
Huh? The steel eyesore is missing.
Eyesore?
Looks like the hot dog stand is closed today, too.
Yeah, Larry's in your office. I guess Larry's too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth to show up for work.
Probably the boat rental shop.
Look around. That old caretaker got away.
Yep.
I never imagined he might be the real murderer. Ahem.
I'd know that clearing of the throat anywhere.
I'd love to know who it is.
Ah,
Hello. What might you be doing here? Out for a walk, hmm? The days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. What is this? Who is this guy? Mr. Grossberg. This is no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. That is true, yes. But from what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right?
well, I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not sure.
If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance.
Thanks. Bye.
What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway?
Who knows? Killing a parrot.
Looking for DL6 things.
Let's see, but rental shop.
The caretaker must have run for the hills, huh? Bud,
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to
Sorry,
read.
sorry.
The words are important.
Sorry.
He didn't seem like a bad person.
Someone's just get carried away. I start clicking, assuming it's just gonna be the same thing over. There's a forest here beyond these bushes.
Nick, the forest. There's someone in there.
You're right. There's a few policemen in there.
They must be looking for the caretaker.
Good luck. There's some boats floating at the dock. The merchant placed in a boat from this dock. Apparently, the police took away the actual boat, but we know the boat that's an old one because we know that the murder didn't take place in one of these boats.
Can we go to the caretaker's house still?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, looks like it.
Nobody's home.
Hello? Hello? What?
Hey, it's Polly. I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly.
Hello? Hello? Squawk?
I can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself.
Hello? Hello? Squawk?
Hello, Polly. Doesn't Polly... Can we open the safe now? He's not here.
Oh, that's a good point. Everything's cold. Looks like he didn't turn his heater on.
This is... We should take this bird. It's
guess he
in
hasn't
here in the
vaccinated.
cold by herself.
Yeah. I guess he hasn't been since the trial. Yeah, let's check out the safe.
That reminds me, Nick. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Polly, what's the number to the safe?
1228. Squawk.
Let's open it, Nick. Come on.
I'm sure there isn't any money in there.
Aw. But hey,
he keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in there.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there.
I guess there might be a clue or two.
Oh,
The only thing in here is a letter.
a letter? Aw, boring.
There's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth!
Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on here?
How should I know? I'm going to read the whole thing.
Well, that seems like a good idea.
Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says, this is your last chance. Now is the time to get revenge on the 2 men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Rother Hammond and frame Edgeworth.
Proof.
Calling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice.
Proof.
This is exactly what I figured out today in court.
Proof.
It's all here in perfect detail.
But who is this from? What do you think it means, Nick?
I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions.
But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean to get revenge on Miles Edgeworth?
Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue.
Told you.
There's nothing left in the safe.
Wonder why the caretaker didn't take the letter with him.
Left in a hurry, right? I don't think he even came back here after the trial.
Say, Nick, don't people usually put pictures of fish up on the wall to boast about them?
Yeah, I guess so. You mean pictures of fish they caught, right?
They also put them on their Tinder profiles. Right, but don't all the fish on the wall here look really puny to you?
Well, you know what they say. You should have seen the one that got away.
Except the one that got away from us was the caretaker, and we did see him.
Why do I feel like we're having 2 different conversations here?
As you usually are with Maya. Maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick.
You probably shouldn't just kidnap her. The police know about her anyway. I'm sure they'll do something.
Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you.
Great, now the bird's going to hate me.
It doesn't look like he used this kitchen much.
You're right.
And I guess the whole pasta restaurant thing was a lie.
What? You thought he was telling the truth? Thing.
Fishing pole.
What's wrong?
Huh? Oh, never mind.
What? Tell me.
Just when I saw the TV, I remembered. They're showing a Pink Princess special this week.
Oh.
See? That's why I didn't want to tell you.
That fishing pole looks expensive.
Maybe we should bring it to Detective Gumshoe.
Don't you think the caretaker would mind?
Well, we can just leave him the metal detector in exchange.
Maybe we better not. I think that's everything here. Let's go back to the beach. So I can't go. Let's go talk to Grossberg.
Yeah. Because we can't go to the woods right now.
Yeah. Alright, I have to go back to my office.
1 day left, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no time to waste. Let's get going. I'm trying, Maya. I'm not here.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, hi, buddy.
Come back. Hi.
Any detention center or something now? Nothing there. Oh wait. Let's show him the letter.
Oh, yeah.
Edgeworth, see this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where the boat rental caretaker lives.
I see. Revenge. On me. Who is that old guy anyway? I don't know. Could he be in...
Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something?
Nice, right? But I don't remember that old man. Not at all.
So, he was following this letter then.
Which means there was someone else behind it. Now is the time to get revenge on the 2 men who ruined your life. 2 men, meaning myself and Robert Hammond.
It also says, this is your last chance.
Last chance. Wait, maybe. Maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident.
Wait, that old man.
What is it? Do you know who he is?
Yogi. Could he be Yogi?
Yogi.
The suspect in the DL6 incident. The one who was found innocent.
Oh, not what I meant to hit. I'd like to not be in this conversation.
You hit the button.
Undo.
Now's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yanni Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in that elevator together 15 years ago. And that's when it happened. The earthquake that changed my life. The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long, it felt like forever. The air thinned, and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled.
Help! I can't breathe!
Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier.
I want to get out! Help! Get us out!
Don't shout. You'll just use up more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed, staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yanni Yogi's mental condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed in court, and Yogi was found innocent.
Huh. But isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you?
Right.
Yeah?
There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you.
You mean the nightmare?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime, a memory
You committed?
of murder.
Keep skipping through everything.
Well, I was just trying to skip to the end of the...
I think the time has come to tell all.
Please.
For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night.
That sucks.
Yeah, no shit.
I wake up in a fearful sweat every time.
What kind of dream?
It's a dream about my father's killing, in the dark.
You need therapy.
Help, I can't breathe.
Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier.
I want to get out. Help us, get out.
Don't shout. You'll just use up more oxygen.
I can't breathe. You're using up my air. What?
Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. What? What are you? Stop breathing my air.
No, Father.
He's attacking Father. Then I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I pick up the pistol. Get away! Get away from my father! guy was attacking his dad, and he tried to shoot him and shot his dad instead.
Damn.
And with that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But that's just a dream, right? Right? That thought is the only thing that's kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father.
What?
And if you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me.
Wait, Edgeworth, you mean...
It was me. I was the true criminal of DL6. I shot my father.
This is bad.
What are we going to do, Nick? What can we do?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do, like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe.
There is, Nick. There is someone else who knows about DL6.
It's Grossberg.
Yeah. The one thing here that's getting me though is why would Yogi want revenge against Hammond? Because Hammond is the
Got
one
him
that
off.
got him off.
Yeah. He's innocent, so
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter. No, this doesn't make
The
sense.
only people that would want revenge against Hammond would be the people who like the would be Edgeworth.
would be Edgeworth, but
or
he didn't do it.
or somebody else who got involved in the incident and got ruined because of it, like Grossberg,
Or Misty Faye.
Misty Faye. What if Misty Faye is
Or
one-
the cops. I mean, because of that incident, like, it could have been a cop, like,
Yeah,
that made the
Detective
cops...
Gumshoe.
It was Detective Gumshoe! The cops were the fucking laughingstock after everybody found out they were using
Yeah.
a medium.
See, I don't think it makes sense.
No, this doesn't
that-
make sense.
Okay, so let's go talk to Grossberg. Finally.
Taco, go answer the door.
Mr. Grossberg, you want to go get that?
Sure.
You can read Grossberg.
Hello there. You look troubled. What's wrong?
No kidding. I can't believe you're not.
My. Just calm down and tell me what's happened.
It's Mr. Edgeworth. He...
I see. So, Edgeworth dreamt he shot his own father.
It's only a dream. Only a dream.
Grossberg's not helping. I wonder,
What?
if that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled?
Well,
Also, consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Mr. Edgeworth's dream was not a dream. It was real. As you imagined. Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. The pistol fired and the deed was done.
But the gun went off twice.
no. I don't believe it.
Yogi was suspected of murder and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close.
Thanks.
Did you get chips?
Yeah.
No, no chips.
Oh well.
What do you know about Edgeworth's father?
He was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he may have had one peer, now that I think about it.
Von Karma.
Ah, your mentor, Mia Fey.
My sister?
Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques.
That's no surprise.
Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. The result, he has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods.
And?
He lost. And died in despair, as it were.
I see.
When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fey.
I am Gregory Edgeworth. I have been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi.
Yet Yogi was found innocent.
That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud.
That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet, now that I think about it, it seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him.
I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony?
How would a ghost lie?
That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son.
It's only a possibility, mind you. But a possibility nonetheless.
See, the gun, he says he threw the gun and it went off and killed his dad.
Essentially, yeah.
He says that's what he's dreaming.
Yeah.
And that's what
One,
Grossberg says.
That's not murder. That's
No.
accidental manslaughter. And two, the gun went off twice. We know that from the police report because we had the records from that.
Do we know that?
Yeah, let's see. Pretty sure. Wow. I know. File on deal 6 instead. One bullet found in the heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. I think that he threw the gun. It went off. Yogi picked it up
And shot him.
Yeah.
That's gotta be it, right?
Yeah. Unless he picked the gun up, threw it again.
That seems ridiculous.
Okay. I think we've done everything here.
Unless you can present it with that,
Yeah,
I
I can try
guess.
presenting it.
Be like, no, no, no.
Well, I'll present this first.
Oh, so this is a letter. It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Hammond.
But why kill Robert Hammond?
Hammond was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their sake, but for his own.
Huh? His own sake.
He never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability.
But he got his client found innocent, so why should it matter?
Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially he was ruined. Ah.
Huh?
You'll understand soon enough.
Well, I mean, the only reason he got off was because they had him declared insane.
Yeah.
So,
Wait,
What is it?
this letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before, a long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this?
Manfred von Karma.
Could it be Manfred von
Because it wasn't
Karma?
Edgeworth, and he didn't write it to himself. Von Karma, why would he have something to do with this?
I'm not sure.
Hmm? Von Karma. Von Karma. Wait! You're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting, I'm sure of it. I used to see it all the time on court reports.
What? But that means the one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was...
Correct. Manfred von Karma himself.
But he...
What does this mean then? Why would Von Karma want to frame Edgeworth?
Can you show him the file? Or
Yeah.
or anything?
This incident took place 15 years ago tomorrow.
I can do
Oh,
it.
sorry, you were chewing. I didn't want to.
Well, you already said it. Keep going.
So tomorrow we'll see the completion of not one but 2 trials. All thanks to the statute of limitations. However, I'm afraid the damage the DL6 incident has done will never be erased or eased.
Alright.
If it truly was Von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. He'll say as much tomorrow in court, I should think. He'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty.
Oh no.
But how could Von Karma know about Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare.
That I do not know. Yet I do know that Von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son.
What do you mean?
It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court, and Von Karma did win. But he didn't make it through the trial unscarred.
What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and Von Karma?
Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial. But Gregory Edgeworth accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusations stood.
Faulty evidence?
It was the only penalty Von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite the shock for Von Karma.
So they let the guilty verdict stand even though they found out that he was using falsified evidence?
There must have been other evidence it wasn't. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see.
A vacation?
Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
Really? He doesn't take vacations?
Like, go to the sea or to the mountains?
Don't tell me he's never been to Europe.
You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya.
In any case, that was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot.
Odd. If you wanted to keep a perfect record so badly, why would you take such a long vacation?
What do we do, Nick? Von Karma is going to bring up DL6, you can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6?
I won't let him.
Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know.
That...
Well...
No, he was defending his dad and he threw a gun. He had no intent to kill anyone.
Also, don't think he killed his dad.
Like...
I don't think that's the bullet that killed his dad.
If you... I mean, this is like a classic law school logic puzzle, but if I throw a gun at you, my intent is not to kill you. My intent is to hit you with a gun. I can't be convicted of murder for throwing something at somebody and having it accidentally kill them.
He also wasn't aiming at his dad, so...
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He wasn't even trying to hit that person. He had no intent to hit Mr. Edgeworth, and he had no intent to even kill the other guy. I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone.
But Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave.
I don't care.
That's not what happened.
And no, he's not guilty.
Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest.
Mr. Grossberg, thank you.
I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim.
I understand. The police materials. Okay. I don't know if I should present the police file to him again.
Maybe. Worst case, you just said the same thing. 15 years ago tomorrow. Yeah. One without two trials. Statute of limitations.
Alright, let's go back to the touch numbers. So I can see if there's anything additional. No. There.
Did you present anything to him? Oh, too late.
Well, I had already presented him with the letter. I can try the DL6 incident file.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
There's hardly anyone here.
Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi.
Ah, it's you! I don't think Gumshoe will be coming back today. He's staying out late looking for someone.
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering if we could check out the records room again.
Well, now I can't have just anyone wandering around in here. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. You can go in as long as he's there.
Mr. Von Karma?
Yes, he just arrived actually.
Von Karma's in the records room.
Ooh, I wonder what he's looking for.
Nick, let's hurry.
Probably look for the DL6 case file.
Too bad. We have that shit.
Dusty as always.
We were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they just haven't had time to clean.
What's wrong, Nick?
Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here. Von Karma.
Oh.
Doing something.
Huh? One of the drawers here is open.
Someone must have been looking in it recently.
The label says unsolved cases, evidence.
Unsolved cases.
Nick! The file for DL6, it's completely empty.
What?
What are you doing in here?
Ugh, I don't like seeing him
Oh,
in front.
it's really scary.
Von Karma!
You. How did you know my name?
Huh?
Have we met?
What are you saying? We see each other every day, don't we? We're Miles Edgeworth's defense team.
Defense team. I beg your pardon, you see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. They're like bugs to me, needless things to be crushed.
I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor.
Mr. Edgeworth is your student, right?
A romanticist who still can't shed that veneer of amateurism. Just like his father. Always second-rate.
Mr. Von Karma, you had an axe to grind with Mr. Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you?
Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney. Why?
Because he dealt a blow to your otherwise perfect trial record. So you did. But what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival.
That, my dear attorney, is none of your
He
business.
wanted to corrupt him to the dark side of the law.
Yeah. He's doing a Palpatine.
He's doing a Palpatine. He looks like a Palpatine.
Tomorrow will be the last day of this trial. It's been a while since I've had a defense attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt.
His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean?
You're quite a researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. You know what Miles Edgeworth will tell the court tomorrow.
You were right. So Von Karma is going to bring up DL6 in court tomorrow.
Except he doesn't have the whole file, because we have part of it.
I'm going to present the letter to him. Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder.
Yanni Yogi. How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it.
Damn, he just admitted it. So you admit it? You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter.
Yes, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it to me. You've saved me from a lot of needless hassle.
What?
Nick, what is that thing? Is that a taser?
A stun gun for self-defense, usually.
Indeed. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence.
600,000?
Oh, don't worry, people don't die from it, usually. Now give me the letter.
No.
No! Whoa! What are you? Nick, run! Ah! Did she just, like, attack him? And then get stun gunned?
What is going on?
Maya attacked him and got tased.
Maya!
Hey, run, you fool.
Out of my way!
Ah!
Why did you... Maya got tased for nothing. That's gotta be, like, on camera somewhere, right?
He got us. The letters, gone, of course. And he took the DL6 evidence, all of it.
Good
Back
job,
to having
idiot.
no clues. Wait, Maya jumped first. Maya, is she okay? Maya!
She dead?
Maya, open your eyes. Maya!
Oh my god. The letter. Did he take it?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Are you okay?
I couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could, but one shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer or a medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now when we need her the most. Wish I hadn't woken up at all.
And you've been
Maya.
really mean to her lately, so...
There has to be some way I can help her.
Some of this is on you, Phoenix.
I better do something about her self-confidence first.
You're the reason it's so bad!
Maya. She's holding something. What is that? A bullet? DL6 incident, evidence number 7. Take from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped in.
I bet it matches the gun.
Matches the gun.
And
from
the
this
other
murder.
bullet, I bet it matches the other bullet.
I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow.
Take her to the hospital, fam.
He leaves her on the records for floor. That was-
Part of the reason her self-confidence is so bad is because Phoenix has been kind of a dick to her lately.
Yeah. Well, do you want to... That was faster than I thought it would be. Do you want to do the... Let's see, it's almost 4.
Final trial.
You probably start this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep eating though.
Yeah, sure. September 28th, 9:51 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things.
Now, are we going to bring up that Miles Von Karma attacked us yesterday?
I hope so. Warg! What's the big deal?
Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday.
It put it in quotes, so I assumed it was a joke.
Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick.
Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard.
Whoa! What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back.
Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge.
Right. Good idea.
Well, she have static shock powers now?
Now she has another kind of superpower.
Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out.
Oh yeah, pal! I think she got Detective Gumshoe. What's gotten into that girl?
Detective Gumshoe.
Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning.
How did it go, Detective?
Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal.
Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired.
Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good.
Yogi says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it.
This is gonna get intense.
December 28th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready.
Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask the prosecution submit decisive evidence.
Understood.
Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement.
Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary.
Very well. Please bring the witness into the court.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity.
Witness. Why did you run away yesterday?
The witness was not running away, as he will now testify.
I see. Very well, please begin your testimony.
Hmm? I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one, so my testimony yesterday stands as is.
Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it.
Ow.
Oh no. I'd call what you did running away, not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony, and you realized you were in danger.
Objection. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony.
He sure seems relaxed.
Yeah, he has all your evidence.
In fact, they both do, with Von Karma and Yanni Yogi. Way or nothing. Then why did you leave?
Objection! He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking?
If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would have been guilty in 3 minutes. Food.
Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see.
She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. And they only have them in the big pet shop downtown.
But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker shack?
Well, yeah, I kind of got lost, you see.
The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack.
Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's going to believe that.
I see. So he was lost.
Please, Your Honor, come back to your senses.
I figured I got nothing to do with the sense
I
of
think
anyhow.
the judge is the biggest antagonist in this game.
Seriously, though.
You've lost much of your memory, is that correct?
Yeah, seems like it.
Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory. You know exactly who you are.
The witness has testified quite clearly he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof.
Grr. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible.
I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue.
How can you say you have no motive? I say you do. You've had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right?
Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible.
I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends.
Might I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've been saying the same thing over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case?
Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said that he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is?
Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is he?
Don't play dumb, Von Karma.
Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name.
Don't fuck this one up.
His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff.
Yogi. That name seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident.
It figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case.
But what does this mean?
Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, he has a clear motive.
This. I'm jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory.
This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now,
Right here.
then I've
Right
got
now.
nowhere else to go.
Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi?
It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago.
I see. That makes sense.
Tisk.
Huh?
I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Why?
The witness has no fingerprints.
What? What? No fingerprints?
You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff here.
What?
This is ridiculous.
Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past?
Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity.
No.
Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? Hmm? It seems that the case has been decided, no?
No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way.
There is no one who can testify as to who this is. No one.
Nick, what are we going to do?
I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do?
Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, huh?
Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Miss Von Karma.
Maybe you should cross-examine the parrot, though.
Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot.
Oh, God.
I knew it was going here.
What the Nick? No, you're not going to.
Your Honor, the defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal.
Take Mr. Von Karma up.
On my proposal?
Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot.
I hate this.
Order! Order! Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma?
Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object.
Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have the right to do as you suggested.
Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Nick, this is crazy.
Well, still want to go through with your little game?
Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor.
This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard.
Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence.
Except Polly's.
Except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so.
Bailiff, bring in the parrot.
Oh my god. Bring in the dancing lobsters.
Oh my god. That's quite a bird. Please, tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignoring me.
It must hurt to be ignored by a bird.
Ahem. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us.
Hello? Hello? What? You have to say your name before she'll talk to you.
Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination.
Right.
What are you going to do, Nick?
I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her.
Right. What do I say?
As I recall, 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah. Polly, have we forgotten something?
Don't forget DL6. Swap. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove the caretaker has something to do with DL6.
Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello? Hello? Rock. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it.
This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it?
Something the matter, Mr. Wright.
Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did you train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot.
Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Hello? Hello? Rah!
Alright, we're gonna do the same thing. Maybe I'll pick a different option. What's your name?
We've asked her all these things, so
Yeah.
could be any of them.
Maybe I should get her to say her name.
Polly? Polly? What's your name? Polly? Polly? Rah!
Mr. Wright, I think we've established that the parrot's named Polly. Does this have anything to do with your owner's identity?
Yes, it does.
Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Then show us this proof.
Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far?
Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. And we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker identities is... let's see.
I don't know.
Oh, fiance Polly Jenkins committed suicide.
She's named after Polly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sad.
The DL6 case file?
Objection, that's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time.
Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the
I
page.
feel like he was going to.
Where is in this file is the information? Suspect
You
data.
can look at the record again.
Yeah, but it was the suspect data on the last one. It's on the suspect data page. The page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly? Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why that's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible.
Bah! A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? What if he was like, yeah, actually, we've been dating for...
She's... or that's you.
She's only 7 years old.
Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that?
Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence.
Right, but what? Very well, witness. You may continue. I think we need to do it one more time and ask the last question.
Hello? Hello? Huh?
Maybe I'll get her to the number of that safe. Oh, I bet the number has to do with the day.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? What is that?
The safe? Why?
Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay?
Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228.
Yeah, because it was December
28.
28th.
It's 1228.
My, what a reckless parent. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker.
Actually, it does, Your Honor!
Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it.
You're turning into Edward a little bit. Ah, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Is the date in the case file?
I think so.
Is
Oh,
Well,
Yep.
should have looked at it, probably. The DL6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case?
Mr. Wright, where in this file is something related to the safe number? I'll look at it just to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 12:20.
Case summary. Well, you know which page.
Yeah. It's on the case summary page. It's at the very top. You actually didn't have to read anything past the first line. The case summary? Specifically, the date on which the L6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence.
It's not a coincidence.
People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Objection. Ah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1. And now I have to change it because I've told an entire room full of people.
Oh,
That sucks so hard. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing.
that's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
True, that is a possibility.
Is it?
However, two coincidences at the same time seem more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately.
Wasn't he there?
No.
Oh
'cause
no, we
have
put Polly on the stand. That's right. Good
Witness.
job, Polly.
Tell us your name.
Polly, best witness. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. Oh shit. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Suddenly got more handsome.
Oh wait, I'm giving him a handsome man voice then.
I've
Accomplished
accomplished
what I want to do. I'm done.
Nick, he looks totally different.
This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years.
Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court.
Order! Order! Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond. And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death.
Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets.
Wait a moment. Revenge? Against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean?
I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
Von Karma, where's Mr. Yogi?
Stop losing the witnesses.
Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession.
Then, the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is...
Innocent. In this case, at least.
Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are clear to suspicion for this particular case. So I'd like to pass judgment on the murder of Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
Because he's
Very
innocent.
well.
Somebody just admitted to doing it.
This defendant finds this court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Got him.
Because he knows Edgeworth's about to get up here and just confess to
The DL6 thing.
That is all. This court is adjourned. It's gonna go and it's gonna go. Wait.
Objection.
He knew it. Did someone just say objection?
Oh, it wasn't Von Karma.
That means it's Edgeworth. No. Edgeworth.
Your Honor, I object to your judgment.
What do you mean?
I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what?
Nick! Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad.
Oh, what do I do?
I don't know.
I don't think he did it. I mean,
We'll tell him to fuck off then.
the judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Objection. Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
Yeah, he did let you do this yesterday. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He's right.
They did let you do this yesterday.
We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
You mean the incident where your father died?
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. And everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. They're not gonna send you to jail for this, my dude.
Order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should do it.
Just let it go. Bah. It's obvious. We hold a trial. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago. His accent changed at the end.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess.
Can this judge tell everybody to fuck off and go home?
During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. This is why we don't have a statute of limitations on murder in this country.
I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth? I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished.
I've been a bad, bad boy.
Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances.
Spank me, Daddy.
This is crazy. Just crazy.
Nick? What are you doing?
Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court records once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case for what?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent.
What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court.
I'm I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare.
What?
It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record.
Definitely is.
In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me.
Right. Why are you so obsessed with me?
Oh, is chat not working? Now then, I would like to resume our trial.
Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. Oh no. Well, we're glad you're back. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I hate this fool. I'm so glad he exists. In the Elegant Magics universe now.
I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. On karma. You knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well.
Of course he did. He set the whole thing up.
Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
He's the one that sent the letter to tell
I know.
Yanni to fucking do the thing. When is he gonna get arrested? Will the witness state his name and profession? What if he was like, fuck you, I'm not going to? Miles Edgeworth, I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court.
When Edgeworth was telling me about the dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That would be the key, but only if I can get it to work.
It's 2 bullets! Please, please.
I know, kitten.
That day I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot and a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. But there were 2 shots fired.
And until now, you thought this memory was a dream.
We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events. Bah, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
We're gonna get
Yes,
him.
Your Honor.
Taco, we gonna get him.
Or unget him.
We're gonna unget him. We're gonna get
That's it.
Von
I've gone to the
Karma.
courtroom and served one of my father's trials.
Spike struck.
Three poacher and began to argue. I am going to press on that. Get some more information there. What did you do then?
I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then,
So, yeah, just...
suddenly something heavy fell at my feet, and it was a gun.
What was it?
A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. Safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. And you picked it up. What happened next?
Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it?
I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked. So, you're saying you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was in a daze. A moment later, there was a single gunshot.
The gun fired once?
Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and the horrible scream.
Scream.
It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day.
So, what I want to present here, the case file, which I'm going to check real quick.
No clues. The murder weapon was fired twice.
Yeah, and also, one bullet to the heart. Like, he wouldn't have screamed. He would have...
No. The gun went off when he threw it. That's the bullet that went through the window in the picture. Someone screamed because a gunshot went off.
Yeah. He
Yogi
passed
picked
out.
up the gun and shot him in the heart.
Yeah.
Is what happened. Exactly what happened.
Are you sure you only heard one gunshot?
Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came.
I see.
No.
No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
Objection. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on.
It's 3 pages!
Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony?
That's the victim data. Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot?
Yogi.
Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot?
Yes! Oh my god, yes. Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright.
Wait, don't you have both bullets now?
The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard, yeah. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot was fired and has something to do with the case?
Yes.
Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof.
What? Impossible!
Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident?
No. We've got... What do we have?
So, we have the pistol. No, that's not the pistol.
No, it's... You got...
We have that bullet.
That's the one... here.
Yeah, well, and then we have the photograph here,
and there's
which shows
there's
the
a bullet hole in the window.
Yeah. So I think it's this one because
Yeah.
it shows that the
Well, because
guns
it obviously wasn't a through and through because they took the bullet out of his heart.
Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago.
How did they not figure this
I can
out?
see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. The photo proves it. So let me get this straight. The photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where? Your Honor, please. Please get a clue.
Phoenix is like everyone I work with.
Show the jaws contradiction of the photo.
A bullet hole in the door.
Maybe it's the fucking bullet hole? As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see. A bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot fired from the pistol. Yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired the second shot. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor.
It's not simple.
At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be?
The only other dude in the
The
elevator.
murderer, of course.
Objection. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
The case summary. That's on page 1.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
He does have a point.
That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. That doesn't make any sense.
Order. I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Kammer says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet.
Is it?
So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. This makes no sense.
Disc. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
Makes absolutely
no
sense.
It makes no sense.
He said we've proven that the gun was fired twice at the time of the accident,
They didn't find a second bullet.
but we are saying that it wasn't fired twice because we can't find a bullet.
Did they look outside the elevator?
How did this happen?
From a
I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong?
No, you were right.
Have I been wrong about this whole
No,
incident?
you're definitely right, Fino. What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection?
Sorry, Maya.
What?
It looks like I was wrong.
Nick?
If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing.
No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent.
I'm sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I'm so certain of it. I thought I won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years.
Nick.
Well, it seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth.
Precisely.
I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections?
No. No, I do not.
So you killed your father, though it was not your intention.
Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now.
Why do they keep doing this?
Because it's funny.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
I object.
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court.
Which was like a month ago.
There's so many things I should be saying. But my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright. Oh,
Why did you press?
every lead I thought I had been squashed. This is really the end. Edgeworth, I'm so sorry. I closed my eyes.
Did you just give up on it?
What was
What
that I
were
had
the
been doing?
options?
It was no objections and objections, so just...
Stop hitting the button so fast.
I didn't mean to, I was just going to the next dialogue screen. What was it that I've been doing all this time? Was it my whole life leading up to today?
Well,
But now that I'm here, I know I failed.
guess I'll just dive in.
Mia, I'm sorry. No, something's gonna happen.
No. Not yet.
Huh? Maya?
What?
Object. Your only weapon.
Are you okay, Nick?
What's happening to me? I have to think. Wait, don't think. Act. Your Honor. I object.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object, hmm?
Oof.
Nick?
I don't know. His case is perfect.
No, it's not. It sucks.
Oh no. It must exist. The second bullet.
What? What did you just say?
Nothing.
The second bullet must exist.
The limit does not exist.
But where?
Someone took it.
It seems waiting is not going to produce any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. Hmm?
The second bullet. It existed.
What? But we've just heard proof that it does not exist.
No.
I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here.
Fucking grasp, dude.
It's just
Firmly grasp
someone
it.
took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer.
The murderer? Then tell us just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that
Do we
one.
not?
Oh my gosh.
So the criminal took the second bullet, but why?
Huh?
First of all, how would they have found it?
They fired
It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for the bullet?
And to find it to frame Edgeworth. I don't know.
Of course there was some need. That's why they took it.
Ah, what possible reason could they have had?
Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them is... Yeah, it'd be bullets, be proof.
I think Von Karma did it.
Maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof. Proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them.
This seems made up.
That's not what I was getting at, but okay.
If that was the case, they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
Huh?
Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired?
Oh,
Because
right.
they could pin it on Edgeworth.
Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you.
Well,
This isn't going
it's
so
not
well.
easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Believe me, I've tried. Okay, so they had to find it, but
Yeah.
was it is whatever the other option was, I guess.
Of course, there was a need, that's why they took it.
What possible reason could they have had?
The murderer was cautious.
Sure, why not?
Oh well, the murderer was very cautious, sort you see. That's why the murderer had to search for that bullet.
If that was the case, they should. This is the same thing? Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired? I don't understand. Then I guess... No, there was no reason for the murderer to do this, and I'll undermine my own argument. I'm sure he's gonna say something
Why would the
stupid.
murderer have spent the time to look for the stray bullet? I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
I'm a dumbass. What's wrong is I'm a dumbass. The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it.
To take it. The murderer. What does that mean?
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing.
No, you don't.
Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. The murderer had to take that bullet.
had to, Mr. Wright. What do you mean?
Well, for instance... For instance what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer.
The bullet hit the murderer?
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take that with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there.
He's not wrong.
You know?
I guess.
Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder themselves was shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside of them.
So Edward did shoot somebody.
Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed.
Well, because the bullet went through the elevator door.
So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes.
This is such a weird
Okay,
roundabout
okay,
way of getting here.
The
He's about to tell you.
Yeah, because he fired the bullet, shot outside the elevator, which hit Karma, who comes into the elevator after everybody's passed out, picks up the gun, shoots Edgeworth.
Pins it on his son.
Well, pins it on Yanni Yogi. And then when that looks like it's gonna, and then decides at this point he wants to also get back at Edgeworth for some reason, and
Well, when that doesn't work, because...
Hence the vacation.
he took a really long vacation
Because he's
after
been
because
shot.
he'd been shot.
Two men inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then, the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you're truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
That is the whole point of reasonable doubt.
Here. Objection. What are you saying? Deny it. Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy.
Crazy?
Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Here we go. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. Damn, I'm about to get him. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of the shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean...
It could only mean one thing.
he was the murderer in the DL6 incident.
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
It was Von Karma.
Oh man.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright. You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect?
Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why. What better time?
Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
My hands are shaking.
The what?
Von Karma.
Von Karma?
You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there.
Bah.
You don't object.
I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
He can't object because
Can't
it's
object.
true.
True.
Because that's how objections work. It's part of the blood pact
No,
you
he's
take
just
as an
having an
attorney.
attitude. No, don't hate me.
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me, have him testify.
Nick, let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use.
Edgeworth?
I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
Nobody's that perfect.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? No, the bullet is still in his shoulder. That's insane.
I have the metal detector. We're gonna use the metal detector to prove...
Do it. That's insane.
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself.
I don't know. I've watched a lot of TV.
Wait. What does that mean?
Yo.
That bullet has to be somewhere.
It's right here, bitch.
But where?
Disc.
I knew that this metal
Well,
detector was
Mr.
gonna be
Wright.
important.
Can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Oh my...
Alright, Von Karma. I'll prove it. And I'll use evidence. I know how you like it so much. I know how you like it.
I know how you like it.
You dirty, dirty
What?
prosecutor.
That evidence that proves Von Karma was shot was...
Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now?
Why do you sound like Edgeworth
I think it
again?
unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is possibility that the bullet is still inside of Von Karma.
How is he not dead from
Is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector,
Odd.
which I have in my pocket.
Detective Gumshoe solves the case
Well,
again.
Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find.
I object to this.
Something tells me he's a little worried about that.
I refuse.
You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order! 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 Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot.
What are you doing? Ow. Fighting.
It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder.
Now I have
The
to
bullet.
cut it open to prove it.
Mr. Von Karma.
You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
Oh my gosh. He's gonna drag this out. I have a shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
I was shot by the hunter Van Helsing many years ago. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Prove? I don't have to, he says. I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I.
Well, so technically he's the prosecutor, but now he's defending himself because
somewhere in this case, this became a new case in which Phoenix Wright is now prosecuting.
Well, it became an old case.
The old case, Victor Wright has picked up the prosecution of. Okay. Because this is, I guess, an affirmative defense. Then we have to prove. We have the burden of proof to. Okay.
Mr. Wright, well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course he can't. You don't have any of the
I
DL6
do.
evidence.
I have the bullets. That's because you took all of it out of the records from yesterday.
Please stop shouting. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
He's gone so Bond villain. No. I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
No, you're not. What?
You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof.
Why would he not wait to set up this whole plot until after the statute of limitations had passed? He could have waited like a week.
Because he wanted, I think he wanted Edgeworth to go down
To
for the
go
crime.
down for it, yeah.
Or he could have just been like, I'll kill Edgeworth later. Like, I don't know. He's gonna have to explain it, because
Can I
I'm
help
at a
you,
loss.
sir?
Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link the bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here is my final proof.
It's gotta be the bullet you got from him, right?
Yeah. Because the ballistic markings are going to match the gun that was used in this incident. I'm going to try that. That's a bullet. Plus that bullet, if they use that bullet and they take the one out of his shoulder, they can compare them and make sure.
If they take the one out of his shoulder.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all its ballistic markings intact.
Ballistic markings.
We're going to do a flashback to what those are. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with the weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then if the markings matched, we would know both bullets have been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth.
He's not gonna allow that.
Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma?
Ooh. I don't know what he would sound like. That scream. I've heard that scream before.
It's a very unique scream.
Indeed. Wait. I know. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet is quiet. It all makes it easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Ah! Get away. Get away from my father. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma. It was you who screamed.
Mr. Von Karma.
Only you would dare defy me. So, it was you. Jesus. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. Jesus. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death! Death!
15 years earlier.
Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry.
Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. Do you just see?
You've been penalized so many times.
I've covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edgeworth!
I assume this is karma.
It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me? Penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court record room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. Pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime.
I had fooled even his ghost.
Seriously, though. Disc, disc, disc. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge,
What?
what are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it.
Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
you were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Not guilty.
Woo! That is all. This court is adjourned.
Now, we get Edgeworth in prison?
Hmm?
Edgeworth goes to prison?
Von Karma.
Or, Von Karma goes to
I
prison?
assume so, yeah.
Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed. I gotta say, I'm impressed.
It was pretty close, though. I'm sure we had it.
I know. I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory.
So, it's finally over, Edgeworth.
Right.
Yeah?
I'm not sure how to say this.
I know. Try thank you.
I see. Thank you, right?
You're welcome.
Now kiss.
I think you could have done better than that.
Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing.
You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth.
She's got you there.
Woo! gumshoe. Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Ooh. I feel foolish.
Oh, it's funny.
Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it.
It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded.
Hey, y'all! What the fuck did she come from? Lotta! Y'all were great in there.
Thank you.
Yo, Edgeworth, congrats! Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Well, yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh?
Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta?
Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quickly.
In one day.
Literally
It was one day.
Literally saw her yesterday.
Really? That's too bad.
Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park?
Huh?
It's over, Nick. My life is over.
Why the sad
God,
face,
what's
Larry?
happening?
What happened now?
Oh, Nick. I'm not long for this world.
You don't look sick.
It's Keonce. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Aw.
Should have seen that coming.
Larry. Yo, Edgy. There you are. Yes. Here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Hairy butts! You come along tonight too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right?
I think you'll be fine, Larry.
Right.
Yeah? What's up?
That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it.
Well, yeah. That's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate
It's fucking
sometimes.
lunch money. Larry was the one that stole his lunch money. It's $38, right?
Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly?
He looks so irritated. Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school?
$38. No. No! Larry, it was you?
What are you so surprised about, right?
Huh?
Larry was absent that day from school, right? That doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect.
What?
Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there. The rest is history. I was never good at history.
Edgeworth? You didn't know, did you?
I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. And everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember?
Yeah, too well.
Right. You may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts.
I know.
Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh?
Edgeworth, you should have told me.
Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations is run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it.
Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you did.
Well, you've always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too.
Death. Death sentence for both of you. Man, if I'd only known, I'd become a prosecutor.
The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought I might have killed my own father. And I thought I might be a criminal. And I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all.
Edgeworth.
Want to switch, right? Hey, y'all! Line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go! And after that, dinner on me! If I have to do any more characters...
Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom,
Nice.
even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention.
Oh. They went out to celebrate while he was still in jail?
I guess so.
That's mean.
That is mean. Whoa. I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts.
Oh, buddy.
Huh? It's only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter?
Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium, for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye? What time is it? Yeah. The first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. I guess I'm too late.
Hey! Nick!
Maya! So, you're leaving?
Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Wait!
What?
I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help.
Huh?
On the last day of trial, I heard her. I heard Maya's voice.
Yeah.
Mia's voice.
You heard my sister?
Yeah. Only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything.
Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick.
But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya.
Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze.
Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped.
Evidence?
Is it the bullet? Yeah.
No, she is the reason we had that bullet. A bullet?
Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet. Why am I carrying this with me? This should be... They're supposed to be comparing this against the bullet in his shoulder. I need to get this back right away.
I think it's just like this in the court record.
Yeah. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. And you were the one who gave it to me.
Nick?
Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you.
I'll be back soon.
Huh?
I'm going to complete my training and come back.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless.
I don't know about that.
So, this is it.
See you soon, Maya. Thanks. There, that's you.
Thanks, Nick.
And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins, with the same old crazy cast of characters.
Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur.
Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
Hey, pal. Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Woo! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Huh? Nick? Nah, haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, though she's not exactly what you'd call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. Larry.
Larry.
I forgot about you.
I don't remember what you sounded like. I hear he's been busy lately, you know? Not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. I don't remember what that fool
I think
sounded
it was
like.
Paisley, but
Probably.
like, right.
Right. I taught him everything he knows. Phoenix Wright? Nah, the defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. So you should know I've taken over management of the Gatewatcher Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Good for you, bellboy.
This is just gonna turn into your highlight reel.
I don't want it
'cause
to.
You've done all of these voices.
Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright? Yes, me as understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. He keeps saying that.
Keep saying that.
Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Did you know they're finally... Oh, I can't. I'm not doing it. Can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. No one ever knows what she's saying. I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know? How many more characters were there?
I don't remember.
Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at, anyway?
Well, it's nice that her and Maya are friends.
Yeah.
Aw, Penny.
Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, alright? But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. It was kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age.
Cody.
Cody Hackins. Believe it.
Believe it.
Yeah, I remember right. That lawyer guy. Huh, me? I've been training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them, there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous.
Was it Mia?
Yep. It definitely was. Which, I mean, so she's right. There's a ghost in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's right there.
Oh, look, Edward is smiling. Oh, that's who's been throwing the confetti.
It's been
Detective Gumshoe the whole time. Oop.
All right, there's one more episode. Yeah. Oh, it's well, let's say. So yeah, I guess there's a bonus episode at the end. Obviously we don't have time for that right now. Rise from the ashes, like a phoenix. Yeah. Well, so there's another episode of this, and then we have 2 other games.
Yeah, we do have the trilogy, so don't be sad.
Yeah. Don't be sad. We got 2 more games to go through. Which
We also have whatever the middle one is that I can never remember, and Trials and Tribulations.
yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have to call it here for today. Because we've got our show in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my first time experiencing them too. So, and I think we've gone past the point that you're familiar with,
Yep.
right, Savannah?
Yeah.
So
I'll
this
never
is
play this one.
this is gonna be fun. Probably we'll have to find some time to do these over the next week or so, or the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Since I'll be going back to work and stuff, but we'll figure out some times. to do
Yeah.
it. But we're gonna call it here. You can join us in about 2 hours for our next Saturday night's Apocalypse. It's D&D 5th edition. I'm running it, and it's the Prince of the Apocalypse campaign.
I'll be
So,
there.
yeah, should be some fun. So
But love Danganronpa. Yeah. We've been watching a playthrough of whatever the first one, I guess, of the games.
yeah,
That's why I keep making Danganronpa jokes.
yeah. Dang it, Grandpa.
Dang it, Dragon Romper.
All right, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you all later.
Yeah, we'll see you in a little bit.
Bye.
We won't be right back. Don't click that
Bye.
one. Bye.